Jack opened his eyes slowly. His body felt heavy. His arms and legs wouldn't move. Something soft yet strong was holding him down. As his vision cleared, he saw a bright blue ceiling above him, glowing with strange symbols. This wasn't his spaceship. He tried to sit up, but his wrists were tied with glowing ropes. Panic hit him like a shockwave. "Where am I?" he whispered. Then he heard footsteps, heavy, slow, and powerful. The doors opened with a hiss, and in walked the most unexpected sight he had ever seen. 7 tall figures entered the room. They were not human. They were women, but giant, each over 7 feet tall, with muscular bodies, shining armor, and glowing eyes. Their skin colors were silver, gold, or bronze. Their long hair moved like it was alive. They looked strong. And dangerous. One of them stepped forward. Her armor was red, and her crown was made of sharp, golden bones. She had deep green eyes that stared straight into Jack's soul. "You are awake," she said. Her voice was deep and commanding. "Good. Who are you?" Jack asked, struggling against the ropes. "I am Queen Thalara of the Amazonian Starburn," she said. "You, human, have been chosen." "Chosen? For what?" She smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. "To help our race survive. We scanned millions of males across the galaxy. Weak, useless. But you," she pointed at him, "your DNA is rare, ancient, powerful." Jack blinked. "Wait, are you saying you kidnapped me because of my DNA?" The other warrior women laughed softly. Queen Thalara nodded. "Exactly. You are a breeding male, the strongest we have ever seen." Jack's heart pounded. "I'm not a breeding anything. I'm a pilot, an engineer, not some alien baby machine." One of the other Amazons stepped closer. She had silver tattoos across her arms. "Human males are fragile," she said. "But this one survived the black mist. No disease touched him. His blood repaired itself. That is not normal." Another added, "His muscles grew under stress. He healed from radiation burns in hours. His body adapts fast." Jack shook his head. "That's just human stuff. Some of us are stronger than others." Queen Thalara's eyes narrowed. "No, human. It is you, only you." He pulled at the ropes harder. "You can't force me to do anything. I have rights." "You are not on Earth anymore," the Queen said coldly. "You are in the high chamber of the Starburn, and here you belong to us." Suddenly, the ropes loosened, and Jack sat up, but before he could move, 2 Amazons grabbed his arms. Their grip was like steel. Queen Thalara walked around him, inspecting him like he was some rare animal. "You will be tested. Watched, studied. If you pass, you may live among us. If you fail, your body will still serve the cause." Jack looked around, searching for a way out. "You're all insane." "No," the Queen said. "We are desperate." She waved her hand, and a wall lit up with holograms. It showed images of her people, millions of warrior women, but no children, no males. "Our kind is dying," she said. "We were created by an ancient race, built for battle. But without males, we cannot grow. We tried cloning. We tried mixing genes with other alien species. Nothing worked. Until you." Jack's eyes widened as he saw his own scan on the screen, his DNA glowing brighter than anything else. "You are the first male who matches," Thalara said softly. "You are hope." Jack's mind raced. He had crash-landed on a small moon 2 days ago. He remembered sending a distress signal, then being surrounded by strange lights. Then nothing. Now he was on a throne world of alien women who saw him as a rare tool. "A breeding machine. I don't care what your scans say," Jack said. "I'm not some breeding prize. I'm a person. I don't want any of this." Queen Thalara raised an eyebrow. "You are brave." "That is rare too." She turned to her guards. Taken to the trial hall. If he is strong, he will survive the tests. If he survives, he earns the right to choose. Choose what? Jack asked. The Queen paused at the door. Which of us will bear your first child? The room fell silent. Jack stared in disbelief. Was this real? He was just a normal mana pilot from Earth. Now, he was being dragged into a world of powerful alien women who wanted his genes to save their entire race. As the guards pulled him down a glowing hallway, he whispered to himself, I need to get out of here. But deep inside, another thought whispered louder. What if I really am different? And somewhere far away, the distress signal blinked. With no answer, Jack stood inside a tall glass chamber, naked from the waist up. Blue lights circled his body, humming softly. Strange machines buzzed around him, scanning every cell. He didn't understand their language, but he understood one thing. He was being tested like a lab rat. Outside the glass, Queen Thalara watched silently with her arms crossed. Her face showed no emotion, but her eyes, glowing green, stared at the screen like it held the future of her people. Suddenly, one of the Amazon scientists gasped. Look at his cell regeneration rate, she whispered. It's faster than any known species. Another pointed at the screen. His Y chromosome is stable, no mutations, no defects. It's perfect. Thalara narrowed her eyes. No male is perfect. Not even from Earth. No, the scientist replied. But he's not just male, he's ancient. The Queen tilted her head. Explain, the scientist tapped on the screen. His DNA carries markers we've only seen in preserved remains of primordials, the ancient builders. The ones who created our kind thousands of years ago. Thalara turned to the glowing tank. Her expression finally changed. Shock. This human, she whispered, might be connected to the gods. Inside the chamber, Jack couldn't hear their words, but he saw their faces. He saw the fear, the awe. And that terrified him even more. What the hell are they seeing? He muttered. Why are they looking at me like I'm not human? The glass wall opened with a hiss. Two guards stepped forward. The Queen summons you, one said. They led him down a hallway made of crystal and stone. Strange glowing symbols moved along the walls as if alive. Finally, they entered a throne room vast and cold. At the center stood Thalara, waiting. You are no ordinary human, she said, voice calm. You are something older, stronger, Jack scoffed. I'm a guy who crash-landed, that's it. No, you carry the blood of the first ones, Thalara said. Your body healed faster than our machines. Your heart rate never rose above survival level. Even in fear, you are stable. Jack crossed his arms. That doesn't mean anything. To you, maybe not, she replied. But to us, it means everything. She turned and pressed her palm against a large stone. The floor shook. A hidden platform rose, showing a glowing stone tablet with symbols carved deep into its surface. 1,000 years ago, Thalara said, this prophecy was left by the last male of the primordials. He said, a seed will fall from the stars. Not born of us, but kin to us. He will not ask to rule. He will resist. But his blood will make the galaxy whole again, Jack blinked. Wait, you think I'm that seed? That's crazy. Thalara stepped closer. Is it? Your ship landed only days after our fertility chambers failed for the final time. No children have been born in 10 years. Our people are dying. I'm sorry, Jack said, voice low. But I'm not your savior. No, she said, you're not, but your genes might be. Suddenly, the doors slammed open. Another Amazon, this one in dark purple armor, stormed in. This is madness, she shouted. We worship no male. Let the human go or end him. Thalara didn't move. General Lurea, you question me? I question weakness, Lurea growled. Our warriors whisper about the human. They grow soft, curious. I say we crush this before it spreads. Jack raised his hands. Hey, I'm right here, you know. Lurea pointed her blade at him. He brings disorder. He brings hope, Thalara said. Her voice echoed across the throne room. And he will be tested again, not in a lab but in combat. If he survives, none will question him again. Jack's heart sank. Combat? With who? Lurea smiled. With me. The ground shook beneath Jack's feet. He stood in the center of an ancient arena built from black stone and glowing blue metal. Tall statues of Amazon warriors watched from the walls, their stone eyes locked on him like silent judges above him. Thousands of alien women filled the stands, cheering, shouting, some laughing. Drums pounded like a heartbeat from the heavens. He wasn't wearing armor. He didn't have a weapon. And across from him, stepping out of the shadows, came General Lurea, the strongest warrior of the Starburn. She wore armor made from the scales of a beast Jack couldn't even name. Her eyes locked onto him like a lion watching a mouse. He had no chance. A voice boomed from above. Begin the trial. Jack didn't move. His legs were stiff. His heart thumped in his chest, but not from fear, from anger. He had been kidnapped, scanned, tested, and now thrown into a death match for being special. All because of some blood in his veins. He looked up at the queen, watching from her throne. She sat still, her eyes calm, waiting to see what the human would do. I'm not your toy, Jack muttered. I'm not your experiment. Lurea rushed forward like lightning. Jack barely dodged her first strike. Her blade sliced through the stone where he stood. The crowd roared. She spun, fast and deadly. Jack rolled aside, grabbing a sharp rock from the ground. It was no sword, but it was something. You don't belong here, Lurea growled. You will bleed, and they will see the truth. Jack stayed silent. He didn't need to win. He just needed to survive. He ducked under her strike and slammed the rock into her knee. She flinched. He ran. She chased. The arena was wide, but he was fast. He led her through pillars and around broken statues, forcing her to waste energy. The crowd grew louder. Some began cheering for him. He climbed a tall slab and jumped off, landing on Lurea's back. He wrapped his arms around her neck, squeezing tight. She roared and slammed backwards, crushing him into the ground. Pain shot through his chest, but he didn't let go. Why do you fight? She hissed. Because I'm not your pet, Jack growled into her ear. I'm a person, and I don't die for your entertainment. She staggered. Her grip loosened. And then he shoved her forward. Lurea stumbled and fell hard. The arena gasped. Jack limped to his feet, blood dripping from his forehead. He was hurt. Bruised. But he was still standing. Queen Thalara rose from her throne. The drums stopped. Enough, she shouted. The trial is complete. Jack turned to her, breathing hard. So what now? You kill me because I fought back? Thalara stepped forward slowly. No, you earned something rare. Jack raised an eyebrow. What? She smiled, just a little. Respect. The crowd erupted. Some Amazons cheered. Others watched him with new eyes, not as prey, not as a lab rat, but as a warrior. General Lurea stood, limping slightly. She looked at Jack and nodded. You fight like a beast, she said. You may live. He collapsed to his knees, chest heaving. As the guards helped him up, Queen Thalara spoke again. You survived the trial. Now, you may choose your path. Jack frowned. What path? She walked down from her throne, stopping inches from him. To return to Earth, or to stay with us and begin the great bonding. Jack looked around, thousands of powerful alien women staring at him. Watching, he thought of the prophecy, of his DNA, of what they believed. His voice cracked the silence. What is the great bonding? Thalara smiled. It begins tonight. It was late in the night. Jack sat alone in a room made of smooth crystal and soft glowing vines. He had no chains now, no guards, just silence. And the sound of his own thoughts. He touched his bruised ribs and winced. Still hurts, he muttered. Then the door opened, but no one spoke. He turned and froze. It was Queen Thalara. Not in her red armor, not wearing her crown. Just a dark robe that flowed behind her like mist. Her hair was loose. Her eyes softer than before. I came alone, she said quietly. Jack stood slowly. Is this another test? No, she replied. It's something else. She walked closer, studying him, not as a ruler but as a woman. There was something in her eyes Jack hadn't seen before. Curiosity. You should be resting, he said. So should you, she replied. But I can't sleep. He gave a small smile. Too many warriors shouting about the great human. She didn't smile back. Instead, she stepped closer, just a foot between them now. I watched you fight, she said. Not with strength alone, but with something we don't understand. You had no weapon, no armor. But still, you made a general fall. Jack shrugged. I didn't win. You did, she said. Not with violence, but with will. She reached out and touched his chest. Her fingers were warm, for the first time. The Queen of the Amazons looked unsure. When I touched you before, she said, I felt nothing. Jack tilted his head. Okay. But now, she whispered, your presence feels different. She closed her eyes. I feel heat. I feel life. Not like ours. Something old, deep. Jack swallowed. Maybe I'm just a human. Thalara opened her eyes and stared into his. No, she said. You're becoming something else. Silence filled the room. The air felt heavier charged, like before a storm. Then she asked softly, do you feel it too? Jack hesitated. Yes, he did. Something was changing. Not just in the way the Amazons looked at him, but inside his body. His heartbeat had changed. His pain healed faster. His senses were sharper, I feel. Different, he admitted. Thalara looked down. For a moment, she looked vulnerable. Do you know, she said, in all my life I've never felt anything. Near a male, never warmth, never pull, never instinct. Jack stared at her. And now? She looked up slowly. I stood near you earlier, she said, and I felt my skin heat. I heard my heart beat. I almost forgot I was queen. Jack was quiet. Then he asked the question no one had dared ask her. Is that what you're afraid of? Feeling human? She turned away, her robe brushing the floor. I fear weakness, she said. And you are making me feel it. She paused. At the door. Then without turning around, she said something even more shocking. I chose you for your blood. But now I find myself choosing you, for reasons I can't explain. And then she was gone. Jack stood still for a long time. Something had shifted. Not just in her, but in him. The knife was coated with clear venom, and it was already in the food. General Ciro watched from the high balcony, arms crossed, lips tight. Below her, Jack laughed softly as he sat with two young Amazons, eating strange red fruit and drinking glowing nectar. He didn't know it yet, but his next bite would be his last. Why him? Ciro muttered. Why a male? Why a human? She turned to her shadow, another Amazon warrior with sharp blue eyes. Did the venom work on the test subjects? Yes, General, the warrior replied. It stops the heart in less than 10 breaths. Ciro gave a cold smile. Good, let the queen cry over his ashes. Then we can return to real strength. But the poison never reached his mouth, because Jack never took the next bite. He paused, sniffed the fruit. Something was wrong. I've eaten this before, he said. It never smelled like acid. The young Amazons frowned. Jack stood slowly. His body tingled, his skin burned. But not from the fruit, from instinct. Something was coming. Suddenly, boom! A wall exploded. Smoke filled the room. A masked Amazon warrior rushed in with a long blade, glowing with red energy. "No witnesses!" she shouted. Jack jumped back. Knocking over the table, the warrior came for him fast. The blade sliced through air, but missed him by inches. The young Amazon screamed and ran. Jack grabbed a broken chair leg and held it like a club. "You again?" he shouted. "What is it with you people and trying to stab me?" The warrior attacked again, this time quicker. But Jack wasn't slow anymore. He dodged, ducked, rolled. The training room, the trial. His body had learned. It moved faster now, stronger. He grabbed the warrior's arm mid-swing and twisted hard. She screamed. Her blade dropped. Jack kicked it away and threw her to the ground. The mask fell off. It was Syrah's personal guard. He looked up just as Queen Thalara rushed in with 10 elite guards. "Hold!" she shouted. Everyone froze. She looked at Jack's wedding, breathing hard, holding his attacker down. Then she turned to the warrior on the floor. "Who sent you?" the queen demanded. The woman laughed bitterly. "You're weak now, my queen. Falling for a male? A human? Soon the others will see it." 2. Thalara's eyes darkened. "Take her away." The guards dragged the woman out. Jack stood there, chest heaving. That was her plan? Poison me and hope I trip over a knife? Thalara stepped close. "You were nearly killed." He looked at her hard. "Yeah, again." She looked guilty and afraid. "I underestimated how much power you've stirred." "Jack," she said quietly. "Some fear change, others hate it." Jack crossed his arms. "And you? Do you still think I'm just a breeding tool?" "No," she said. "Not anymore." Jack walked past her. "Then start treating me like more than a thing." She turned, watching him disappear into the hallway. Outside, whispers were already spreading across the city of towers. The human was attacked. The queen is losing control. What if he really is the one? And in the dark temples below the city, an ancient machine stirred for the first time in centuries, its sensors picking up one simple signal: human genetic pattern. Active. Asterisk. The sky turned violet. All 3 moons aligned over the floating city of Virex, casting silver light across the giant ritual platform. Strange flowers bloomed in the wind. The air shimmered with heat and electricity. This night had not happened in 1,000 years, and it would not come again for another 1,000. Jack stood at the center of the sacred circle wearing dark ceremonial cloth, symbols painted across his chest. Drums pounded like slow heartbeats. Hundreds of Amazons surrounded him, their heads bowed. Queen Thalara walked toward him, her cloak trailing behind her like fire. Her voice echoed. "By ancient law, the chosen male must bond under the 3 moons. His life will shape the next generation. His strength will join with ours." She raised her hand. "The ritual begins now." Jack felt the pull again deep inside his chest. A heat, a hum. Like something locked inside his blood was waking up. Thalara stepped forward and placed her hand over his heart. "You feel it, don't you?" she whispered. Jack nodded. "Like a storm inside me." The ground under them lit up with glowing circles, symbols written in the old language. Then suddenly, the sky cracked. Thunderous boom echoed across the mountains. The moons began to flicker. The glowing platform shook violently. A scream tore through the crowd. From above, a massive shadow covered the sky. Ships black, sharp, and monstrous descended like claws. The air turned cold. The light dimmed. Thalara's face went pale. "No," she whispered. "They found him." Jack looked up. "Who? Who are they?" Thalara grabbed his arm. "They are the harvesters. An ancient species, machines of metal and bone. They destroy any world that carries the blood of the ancients." Jack's heart stopped. "You mean me?" Before she could answer, the first blast hit the outer towers. Fire exploded into the sky. Screams filled the air as Amazon warriors scrambled to defend the city, but the ships kept falling. Hundreds of them. One of the elders shouted, "Protect! The human, he is the key." A giant explosion knocked Jack and Thalara to the ground. Dust flew. The sacred platform cracked. Guards rushed in, trying to pull the queen away, but she grabbed Jack's hand. "We finish the ritual now," another elder screamed. "No. If we start it without full alignment, it could kill him." Jack looked. Around chaos, fire, death raining from the skies. He made a choice. "Do it," he said. The queen hesitated. "You'll die better than being taken," Jack said. "If I really am what they fear, let's give them a reason." She gripped his hand tight and shouted the final words of the bonding. The sky split. Open. Light shot down onto the cracked platform. Jack screamed, not in pain but in transformation. His eyes glowed gold. Symbols burned across his skin and in. The sky, one of the harvester ships froze, its systems failing. Then another. Then another. The queen stared in shock. "He's activating something. Ancient." But Jack couldn't hear her anymore. He floated above the platform now, arms spread, energy pouring from him like fire. The harvesters began to retreat, not because they were losing, but because they were afraid. Jack woke up to silence, not fire, not screams, not warships, just silence. And the soft breeze of alien wind brushing against his skin. He opened his eyes slowly. A tall ceiling of crystal above. Warm light falling over his face. He was resting on a bed carved from living stone, covered in soft silver vines for the first time in days. He felt safe. Then he saw her. Queen Thalara sat beside him. No armor, no crown, just her eyes, filled with something he'd never seen from her before. Tears. "You came back," she whispered. Jack coughed weakly. "Not by choice. Your crazy lightning ritual fried me." She let out a small laugh. He smiled, then frowned. "The harvesters?" "Gone," she said. "At least for now, whatever you unleashed." It scared them. Jack looked down at his hands. Strange golden symbols still faintly glowed on his skin. "What am I?" he asked softly. Thalara reached out and took his hand. "You are the beginning." The doors opened behind her. The High Council entered. Generals, elders, priestesses, warriors. All of them stood in silence, waiting. The eldest priestess stepped forward. "The prophecy has been fulfilled. The blood of the first builders flows again. Our people live because of this human." Jack sat up, confused. "Wait, what are you saying?" Thalara stood, turned to the crowd, and spoke with power. "He is not our prisoner, not our tool, not our test subject." She looked back at him. "He is our king." The crowd fell to one knee. Every Amazon warrior bowed. Jack's eyes widened. "I didn't ask for this." "You didn't have to," Thalara said. "The blood chose, the stars chose, and now, so do we." He stood slowly, his body still sore but stronger than before. Something inside him had changed forever. Jack looked out over the thousands bowing warriors. All of them once feared, once cruel, once cold. Now loyal. To him. He turned to Thalara. "I don't know how to be a king." "You already are," she said. "You fought for us, not with power, but with heart." He stepped forward, raised one hand, and said the only thing that came to mind. "No more cages, no more fear. We fight together now." The crowd roared. In the distance, Amazon children, small, glowing-eyed, ran to the front. Some already showed traces of earthborn features. The next generation had begun. Later that night, Thalara stood with him under the stars. "Our people will survive now," she said. Jack looked at her. "What about us?" She smiled. "We survive too." And as the three moons rose once more, the galaxy knew this truth. The age of the Amazons had ended. The age of the human king had begun.